Thank you, everyone, for being here. Welcome to another week of Mindfulness Mondays. This is number 7. For those of you who are new, my name is John-Scott Kelley. I'm a student in the Counseling Psychology program and a licensed psychotherapist. I'm also the Graduate Student Support GA and serve as a point of contact and support for all graduate students on campus. These sessions are intended to fortify our sense of being by integrating our brain hemispheres, strengthening the connection between our minds and our bodies, and actively attending to our present experiences, all of which promote a sense of wholeness and act as a buffer against our society's typical activities. Today, we will focus on actively attending to the integration of the mind, body, and external world by exploring the personal stories we believe in and act out in our daily lives. I ask you all to find a comfortable position wherever you may be. That might mean closing the blinds, turning down the lights, resting your feet flat on the floor, placing your hands on your thighs, or simply sitting on the ground. Make your space as comfortable as possible and make it yours. Now, close your eyes or employ a soft gaze. As you allow your eyes to gently close, tune into your body and make any necessary adjustments. Sit in a way that feels comfortable but allows you to be alert. Begin to breathe deeply in a manner that engages your belly. This type of mindful breathing signals to our bodies that we are relaxed, which in turn calms our minds. Since our minds and bodies are interconnected, this cycle builds on itself. Notice your belly rise and fall as you continue to breathe. I will start by introducing a few important concepts that contextualize this activity. Later, I will ask many questions that are meant to guide you through this exercise. Allow yourself to freely engage and disengage with these ideas and questions in whatever manner seems appropriate for you. Do not put undue pressure on yourself to address every concept. The stories we continually tell ourselves about who we are and where we are going can be limiting and inaccurate. However, in the spirit of self-compassion and wholeness, we must also remember that these stories offer a sense of self-understanding and provide us with stability and meaning. They are points of reference that frame our experiences and are important tools for navigating the complex world. Nevertheless, we sometimes run into conflict when we do not pay proper attention to these stabilizing stories and allow them to fall into disrepair. Alternatively, mismatches might occur when we decontextualize stories by making them too one-sided and rigid. We frequently believe and act out stories that conflict with one another, and negatively valenced emotions like guilt and frustration are often associated with these experiences. In other instances, we do not even acknowledge or understand our own stories. So we will take some time today to explore them from a stance of genuine curiosity, openness, and self-compassion. Through this explorative process, it becomes possible to determine which stories are personally desirable and which are not. When, depending on one's own desires, the opportunity for revision presents itself, alternative stories that are more consistent with who we are can be discovered or created and then embodied, which is why self-understanding is so utterly important. As you go through this exercise, reflect upon your stories and experience their emotional consequences in the here and now. Allow any associated images to emerge. Now, genuinely ask yourself what stories you believe in and act out in your life, and explore how they might be affecting your personal experiences. What emotions do you experience when you turn them over in your mind? How important are these stories for your personal identity? Continue to explore the experiences related to your personal identity. What kind of person do you claim to be? What kind of person do you act like? What kind of person do you tell yourself you are? What kind of person do you desire to be? What can life get out of you? What is your potential? At this point, there are likely multiple stories and images swimming around in your mind and a variety of emotions coursing through your body. Perhaps you are noticing inconsistencies that are causing anxiety. Or maybe, despite your cognitive scoldings, you're finding that you act in agreement with your narrative and deserve self-compassion. You might be feeling hopeful about the possibility of a new narrative structure that will allow you to get out of your own way and continue the process of becoming who you are. Now, I ask you to focus on one particular story that seems the most important in this moment. When it has been identified, take a moment to experience what it's like to believe in this story. What thoughts, images, and emotions are present? To contextualize this story, begin to explore its roots. Where did this story originate? Did you create it, or did someone else? How can you tell if it's accurate or not? We will now turn to the future as we pursue self-understanding. What are the behavioral implications of this story? What will the story ask of you? Do these actions take you where you want to go? Next, we will explore the importance of this story. What would it be like if you neither believed in the story nor acted upon it? How would you think, feel, and behave? Would the outcomes be desirable for you? Conversely, what if you believed in it and acted upon it even more staunchly? Would those outcomes be desirable? Take a moment to attend to your experiences in the here and now. There is no right or wrong way to finish this exercise. For some, you might desire to rewrite your story to better fit your personal identity and facilitate progress towards your aims. A complete revision is not always necessary, but in some cases, it might be. For others, you may notice your story's decay and rededicate yourself to it. Or you might have a newfound appreciation for your personal narrative as it offers you meaning and direction. The importance of this exercise lies in the process itself. By exploring these topics, you are demonstrating that you possess the courage necessary to question what often goes unchallenged. You cannot be sure of what you'll encounter as you explore. Courage is a necessary precursor to that level of vulnerability. Additionally, you're recognizing how your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are framed by these stories. This means that by altering your adherence to the stories or altering the stories themselves, you might change the way you think, feel, and behave. That is, how you engage with the world. Again, depending on the person's circumstances, this can mean revision, rededication, or appreciation. Lastly, you are facilitating the development of self-understanding. The likelihood that you will embody congruent stories that match your self-concept increases as you meditate upon these experiences. All of these skills and characteristics are transferable to other aspects of life. Take a moment to practice gratitude and acknowledge how you have voluntarily participated in an activity that serves your being in spite of its inherent difficulties. When you're ready, bring yourself back to the room. Open your eyes or harden your gaze. This is a mindfulness activity that can be revisited many times, and I hope it gave you a meaningful opportunity to spend time with yourself. As we close today, I encourage you to practice these techniques in your spare time. Each time, your experience will be novel and unique because you are always developing and discovering yourself. Being human is the process of becoming who you are. Thank you all for your time. Mariah is providing a feedback survey in the chat box, if you wouldn't mind filling that out as we close today.